Love Them Knives channel, LTK, Artisan Corsair, right after this. Thanks for stopping by. Artisan Corsair. What a different looking knife. Like a little cleaver type knife. Small, fairly lightweight. Got this removable ring here. And, you know, I couldn't figure out if I want... They send it to you separately. Oh, in a little bubble wrap. So this doesn't come with the knife. So imagine this knife without the ring. So that's how it comes. You get the extra little clip that you can put on the knife if you want, and it snaps on, so that's pretty much on there. But you can unscrew these screws and pull this ring off if you want. And it matches the ano of the main body of the titanium side of this knife. This side is carbon fiber. Okay, then you've got this decorative ring around the pivot. This side, of course, is accessible to your Torx, so you can take this all apart. Right hand, tip up carry. No left hand option on this. You've got a huge choil up front here on this blade. So you can grab it like this. If you have large hands, this knife is not a real big knife. So this little ring attachment is meaningful to me because, see, I'm outrunning this handle here. But now with this attachment, I can spread out and get better purchase on this knife. So, but you can run with or without. If you think this is ugly or just meaningless or whatever, then you can do that. And I keep forgetting, this is the top part that's breakaway. Don't try and break the bottom away. It's the screws running right through it. So I was going to show you something. Hold on. Got this, pulled this off of the Artisan site. It's called the Corsair. It's $228.99 SRP. Once it hits the retailers and stuff, it'll be sold at an MAP, which will be minimum advertised price, not suggested retail. So it should be less expensive than that, etc. Here's the stats. The blade, basically 3 inches. Satin finish, flat grind, S35 VN. Closed length, 4 inches. So 7 inches overall, almost 2.89. Ceramic bearings, frame lock, 3 ounces, 85 grams. Well, let's find out. You know, it's nice to have a small, lightweight, easy carry knife. So, and this definitely comes with a little bit of attitude, doesn't it? This is not just like a little Benchmade bug out or something. This is a bit more wicked looking. So, almost 85 grams. Roll around to ounces. 2.99, so right at 3 ounces. And yes, not a terribly large blade. This is 3.5 inches, which is the paramilitary 2, so you can see the difference there. Overall length, well, this is a 5-inch handle. This is 4-inch, but now you've extended it with this ring, so you're giving yourself some purchase there. One thing, if you want to think about, well, does this blade make good use of the available handle space? Well, you got to think about the fact that the scales really have this inward curve here. So you're really talking about that blade, tip of that blade to this area here, not out to here. So, and the thing you get with these kind of cleaverish blades is when they're folded in, then it looks like you've got all this area that it didn't use. What's going on? Until you start pulling it out and you go, whoa. Yes, never mind. So, you know, I kind of carped about that when it came to the Best Tech Hornet as well. So I was like, well, when it's in here, it looks like it's not using all that part of the scale. But when you pull it up, and then of course you don't want to cut your lanyard off, so they had to make allowance for that. So that becomes a different situation when you really think about it and look it over. Nice satin grind. According to them, this is a flat grind. Satin finish grinds this way. The regular finish is this way on the flats. Carbon fiber looks good, and I'm not seeing any voids. And my eyes are not perfect, so if you do, so be it. Like I said, when I pulled this up, green, black, blue, or gray, so you can go any of that way. And the thing is that like so many of their models that they also do in G10, etc., but I don't see this one set up for that yet. So we'll have to see if they ever do that. I pulled this apart because I was just wanting to show you how that end piece goes on here. So this is under the, I didn't show you the underside of the titanium half, but this is the underside of the carbon fiber one, which shows you that there's a full steel liner in here as well. And of course, the ceramic bearings as well. So just this way, you could put this on or take it off, however you want to do it. It's real easy. It didn't take me hardly any time at all. The action's pretty good, just a little click as it kicks in. Reasonably good drop, centered, no blade play or lock rock on this. The lockup is about, let me look around the camera, 25 to 30, somewhere in there. So pretty solid in that respect as well. Flipper tab has jimping on it, if you had noticed. A little bit of jimping up here as well on top, just for traction purposes, I imagine. Obviously, it's possible, even with my fat fingers, to get one in the choil here to really, really get up close, which you could, and it will cut. Because it's sharp, yeah. So it's sharp out of the box. Coming in these boxes here, and I tried to completely disintegrate the tab, which I don't know if I... Man, give me that other Artisan box. See, I kind of like these better. Although, if you're going to get me a box like this, do a little cutaway here on both sides, so you can grab the bottom, because when it's closed, you can't till you shake it. You can grab and you can open these up. Now, I like these because they're more structural, etc. But the world does not end there, my friends, because once you take out, all of a sudden you do have a structural box. I mean, a big metal structural box. It's amazing. This little knife came in all this big rigmarole here, right? So then you got this zipper pouch, which is really sturdy, with a little tab here, loop. And then, of course, microfiber cloth and paperwork, and it fits down in here, and the little plastic that, oh, and you got your little card, too, that comes with it, which I have neglected to show. There you go. All right, so, that's a pretty good setup. Of course, you're paying some money for this knife, so maybe you should expect that, but you're not disappointed, or at least I'm not. There is definitely some presentation going on with these knives as well, so it's nice to have the setup. Let's see if I can juggle all this stuff back together. Close. Yeah, the problem I have is I need to put like a butter knife through there and kind of just pop that open, because sometimes if you grab these edges, you just rip them when you go to open this. Of course, I wrote Corsair on the end, and there's the model number for this knife. So fascinating. I always thought cleavers were an interesting genre of the folding knife, marketplace. But this one being very small, being very light, and very carryable in that regard. Different colors. I'm not big on half and half like this myself. Yeah, I would have liked this to be either a liner lock or maybe had some kind of an insert of carbon fiber on the backside just to kind of bring some symmetry to it. But this is what it is planned or designed to be, so there it is. And obviously you have contoured carbon fiber on one side, contoured titanium scale on the backside. So it's not like it wasn't done well, because it was. Very nicely, you can see the over travel stop in here and the hardened steel insert right in there. Get it closer to the camera. There you go. And as you saw, ceramic bearings. Now, what's the blade stock like? What do you think? 3 millimeters? I'm going to guess. No, 3.2, which is a quarter inch, 1/8 inch, quarter inch. Wow, that would have been something. 1/8 inch, and let me see what we got here. Yeah, 0.428. So that's pretty slender. 10.8 millimeters. And it does, I mean, the ergos are fine when I've got this attached here. If not, then I'm gonna be wanting a little bit. And of course, when you have smaller knives and big hands, then they don't necessarily match up. So sometimes it's got to be a 3-finger purchase on a knife, which will work. It's obviously not a big, heavy-duty monster of a knife for heavy use. This is more of a light gentleman's carry use knife, but it'll get the job done, I'll guarantee you that. Oh, and you know, another small knife you could use for comparison is this new Archeo by Dylan Mallory. You know, this small G10 model with D2 blade. So way more affordable, of course, but here we go. So we're lining them up, and now we're talking about equality here. So just for fun, let's do something here. Go off script, right? As if there was one. Anybody who thought I use a script of any kind? No. Obviously. Or I'd actually be doing something intelligent. Okay, so 2.25 ounces. Yeah, and this is almost 3. So this is even lighter. This is crazy light, but about the same overall length. Everything like that. So cool. Artisan. Big knives, small knives. I mean, where was, oh, the Archeo, of course, this is a monster. This is about 9 inches overall, or 8.8, something like that. So much bigger. See? Then, of course, you got the small Archeo, which is just now coming out. And then, of course, oh, why not throw this in? Our lovely kinetic tool, which I think is such a blast, because if you're too lazy to flip this thing, then just push the button, right? And here it comes. Spring-loaded. Bottle opener. And last but not least, of course, the new Cygnus, which just says design all the way through it. Just fanciful design, whether you like it or you don't know. I do. I think it's just a real showpiece. Artisan, the Corsair, of course the Archeo models, which are wonderful, the Cygnus and the kinetic tool. So they just keep going down that somewhat unconventional road, which is the road less traveled, but an interesting that they're willing to step out take some chances, do some different things design-wise. I like it. Thank you so much for hanging around. Artisan Cutlery. And you know what we do. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.